Welcome to your new favorite podcast, Back Talk. I am your host, Irina, aka Amethyst Queen. I'm so glad that you guys decided to join me on my weekly podcast as I go ahead and discuss our trending topics that's been going all over social media and also our news around the world off of our news outlets. I will also be talking about my hot topic of the week. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it. So, for those of you that do know about the Oklahoma Tulsa massacre that happened back in 1921, where we lost over 300 of our sisters and brothers. Well, for the past 20 years, there has been a court case that's been going on that is trying to go ahead, where they're trying to go ahead and get reparations for those that were unable to survive that massacre. However, there is 3 survivors left for this case that's been going on. Their names are Leslie Randall, Viola Fletcher, and Hughes Ellis, which are the last remaining 3 of this case that's been going on. A judge on Monday just recently went ahead and granted the case to move forward. So what does that mean? It means that we're finally, after 20 years, are able to try to get the justice that is so well needed and deserved for those survivors, along with the descendants of the ones that lost their lives back then in 1921. Definitely, you guys, if you guys don't know about it, or if you guys want to go ahead and get more in depth of what's going on or what happened back then, please go ahead and look that up, learn your history. But definitely, for the past 20 years, this has been going on. And one of the reasons why it was brought up in the first place is because if you guys remember back in 2020, when Trump went ahead and was running his campaign for presidency, he wanted to do his campaign the day of our day, Juneteenth. And that brought up a lot of racial tension, a lot of outbursts. A lot of stuff was going on. So just think, for the past 20 years, they have been fighting so hard to get this case heard, and finally, over 20 years later, they finally went ahead and granted this. So all I can say, really, because as of right now, we don't know what's going to happen at this point, but that's really a win alone just to go ahead and get this case heard. So most definitely, everybody keep those in prayer. That especially the survivors, like I said, they are over 100 years old and still living and still fighting. So I do hope and pray that they are still here long enough to go ahead and see justice served for all the pain and suffering and things that they had to endure back then. Nobody should have to go through that, but because of the situation back then, there was nothing that we can do. Nobody would listen to us. So again, prayers to those. Big ups to the lawyers that are fighting so diligently to get this heard and settled and everything. So you guys, go ahead and look into it and definitely support. Moving on. This particular situation was kind of interesting to me. Someone actually brought it up to me, and I felt the need that it needed some light to be shined on. This actually happened in Chicago about a week ago, where a friend of a best friend was out with her sister. They was at a bowling alley, and the best friend just so happened to see her bestie's boyfriend. But he wasn't alone. He was with another woman. So being the best friend that she was, she confronted him. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a best friend. That's loyal right there. Just to go and confront the person, confront the boyfriend or whatever, like, hey, that just shows she has my back. So anyways, she confronts the boyfriend. A lot, not so much arguing as they said, looking into it. There was no argument, but just the fact that she confronted him, words were exchanged. No, she did not put his hands on him or anything like that. But unfortunately, the man did assault this woman. He did attack her. Unfortunately, he did hit her. And then to make matters even worse, he pulled a gun out on her and her sister, where he did let off rounds, where it did strike the best friend and the sister. The sister was shot in the leg, but the best friend actually was shot in the chest. It did not say how many times, but either way it goes, they were both struck. After the boyfriend, pretty much, shots fired, he and the girl, I guess, that he was with, they both fled the scene. Now, this man is on the run. They have not captured this man. They're still looking for him. For the sister that was shot in the leg, she did survive. Unfortunately, the best friend did not. Before the paramedics and police officers arrived at the scene, the sister was trying to keep her sister from bleeding out. Unfortunately, where she was shot at and whatever was hit internally, she passed, unfortunately. So definitely I give my prayers out to that family. When it comes to situations like this, you guys, male or female, you gotta think a little bit differently, because nowadays, and I'm not saying all men, and matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say men at all, cowards are the ones who are gonna go ahead and try to show a dominance in any way, shape, fashion, or form. And especially if a woman goes and confronts him, this coward will probably feel some type of way and take matters in a totally different way. And as you can see, this man did. I'm sorry, not a man, this coward did. And there is not enough argument in the world for anybody to take somebody else's life. You know you was wrong, you got caught, and you got confronted. If you was man enough to go ahead and do all of this stuff or whatever behind somebody else's back or whatever, then be man enough to go ahead and take the consequences behind it. But now you took it too far, and now somebody lost their life. All because this woman was trying to be the best friend that she could be. But again, cowards act this way. Cowards do this type of stuff. So again, like I said, my prayers and my condolences to that family. And I hope and pray that this man gets caught and justice is served as well. I'm not about to argue with no coward, and my life is way more important than that. So yeah. On to some, how can I put this? A different way of shooting your shot. Now, men, tell me if I'm wrong. When you guys are shooting your shot, you see somebody in the club or the lounge or whatever, you guys shoot your shot by different ways here and there. You might actually walk up to them and say, hey, you looking good, so on and so forth. Or those, go ahead and order a drink and have them slide it on to them, to them. Well, women, how do you shoot your shot? Are you bold enough to walk up to them too? Say what you gotta say. Do you send him a drink? I don't know. Well, this lady right here, unfortunately, no names was dropped. But the crazy thing is, this woman right here came up with the most genius idea ever of shooting her shot. The reason why I say this is because what she does, I don't think anybody has ever even thought about. She literally, for anybody that she has been interested in or trying to get notice, what she does is she sends them hot wings. Yeah, I said hot wings. I didn't stutter. I mean, who does not like hot? I mean, honestly, who doesn't like food? But hot wings. Literally, you got the lemon pepper steppers. You got the Louisiana rubs. I mean, you got the Parmesan garlic. I mean, come on. You got many choices. So who does not like wings? And then somebody is trying to shoot their shot with them? Like, come on. Genius. So to make things even better, when that person is served with hot wings and they are told who sent them to them, you know, should add a little more razzle dazzle to it. You know, the hi, how you doing, the little wave, probably the little hair flip or whatever. But from what has been said, it actually has worked for her. You guys can't tell me that you guys ever thought about this. Like, come on now. You might learn something off of just this alone. I mean, for both men and women. So, just like the old saying goes, the fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So, wings alone, she knew exactly what she was doing. And men, you guys always say we always hungry, right? Try something different. Not all the time women want to drink because not everybody drinks anymore. If they do, they rather get it themselves. But still, food, who would have thought that would have been key? So, big ups to her. She get the tip to the hat to that. So yeah, she's my idol right about now. Definitely gotta look up her name. And then you know what? On top of that, y'all do me a favor. Go ahead and try that and let me know how that worked out for you. And then I'll go ahead and discuss it in my next podcast and see, you know, how that worked out for you guys. I would love to see if that actually works with anybody out here. So now, with that being said, moving on to the hot topic of the week. Now, we've all know and we've all heard about the slap heard across the world between Smith and Rock. Well, we're not talking about them, but it does involve another comedian. Yes, I'm talking about Dave Chappelle. So, just this past Tuesday, he was performing at the Hollywood Bowl for a Netflix special, where unfortunately a man came and literally attacked Chappelle while he was doing his stand-up show. He ran up on stage and tackled him to the floor and pulled out a replica gun that had a blade attached to it. Once he was tackled to the ground, security was able to get him, I believe, get him off of Chappelle, where they actually was able to go ahead and get him backstage and subdue him, if that's what you want to call it. So Dave Chappelle was not hurt or anything, but he was able to go ahead and finish his segment for his show. He did, however, made a couple jokes behind the incident, which I'm glad he was able to do so. He did let the crowd know, like, you know, you guys can settle down. It's okay. You know, I'm good. He also made a joke saying that don't worry about it, he's getting stomped in the back. So, I mean, you cannot expect nothing less from Chappelle. Chappelle is going to make you laugh no matter what. Even through all the scandal and stuff that he's had over the past couple of years, he's still doing what he does, and we love him for it. Now, my main reason of bringing this up is that the man that attacked him, his name is Isaiah Lee. He's 23 years old. What we know about him so far is that he has been in a youth homeless shelter, living out there in LA. There is some speculation that's been circling around him as why he did it. Now, we do not know. As of right now, we do not know why he attacked Chappelle. There's been talks about he is part of the LGBTQT community. I do apologize if I said that wrong. But they're saying that he is a part of the community and he has not liked any of the jokes that he has said about the community, or having them involved in his jokes. They also said that he's had some type of vendetta against him for other reasons. They also said that 2 years prior, he made a song about Dave Chappelle, talking major stuff. Now, again, it's still unclear of why this man attacked Chappelle. So, you can't believe everything that you read. So we can only hope to find out what the real reason was behind it. But on top of that, he was originally charged with a felony charge, assault with a deadly weapon. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They actually dropped those charges to 4 different misdemeanors. Yeah. So, what I'm not understanding is why. But I'm going to tell you, and you guys let me know. So instead of the felony with a deadly weapon charge, the 4 misdemeanors that they are going to go ahead and charge him with now is alleging battery, possession of a weapon with intent to assault, unauthorized access to the stage area during a performance, and commission of an act that delays the event or interferes with the performer. What does all that mean? You guys tell me, because honestly, I honestly believe it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You literally intentionally wanted to do bodily harm to this man, but now you guys are dropping his charges to something less. I'm not with that at all. I don't know why they're doing this. Something's not right. Because here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Even though it was a replica of a gun, right? There was still a blade attached to it. They also said that there was metal detectors at the Hollywood Bowl. So how is it he was able to get into it? The blade itself is metal, so it should have went off. The metal detector should have went off. So how is he able to still get in there, for one? You attacked a man, regardless of if he's a celebrity or not, whatever. You attacked a man to initially put bodily harm to him, right? So why is it that he's not being charged with that felony? This is what they said. in the news is that even though this replica was found on his person, and since they do not know the motive of why he did it, it's not enough evidence to charge him with this felony. Are you serious? Are you serious? But the attorney wants to say that we're gonna go ahead and go after him so vigorously and make sure the charges stick. In which charges though? Because it's definitely not the felony one. It's these misdemeanors. Really? I don't get it. I don't get it. So of course, when stuff like this happens, they want to go dig into the person's background and so on and so forth. But even digging into his background has nothing to do with like his earlier years. That has nothing to do with why he did it. So again, this crap is so unclear. They're still investigating. Of course, it's an ongoing investigation. And now they're definitely investigating like security, because again, how is he supposed to get in through? How did he get through security with this thing? But again, Chappelle was fine. I know you guys seen the picture of this man because it's been all over social media. I mean, they try to say that Chappelle did this to his arm. They said that Jamie Foxx, because Jamie Foxx was there, they said Jamie Foxx did it. I mean, like, it's crazy. That's why I said everybody. You gotta look into this. But they're saying that security was the one who tackled Isaiah Lee, and that's how his arm got dislocated and so on and so forth. But regardless, there's a lot of talk of maybe he shouldn't even get prosecuted because of the way he looked in that picture. They're like, his ass got beat regardless, so maybe he don't need to be charged. But regardless, now, sorry but not sorry, y'all cannot tell me that man's arm did not look like it got put on backwards. You know how for ladies and gentlemen, whoever played with Barbie dolls, whoever played with like the WWE figurines, your G.I. Joes, you cannot tell me that this man's arm did not look like you guys tried to put the arm back on and his arm was just like, like it really looked like one of these little funny little figurines. Oh my God, like I'm having a kid flashback. Oh. Either way it goes, I hope justice is served. I honestly do hope that whether it be Netflix, because Netflix stands so strongly behind Chappelle. I mean, besides the fact Chappelle is making their ass money. But I do hope that whether it be Chappelle or Netflix or anybody that's behind Chappelle, that they do go after this man and get him prosecuted to the highest level of whatever it may be, or try to overturn it back to where he can get prosecuted for the felony charge. Because what he did was, I don't know, like I said, regardless, people have obsessions for whatever reason. They have obsessions for why they don't like somebody, and they also have obsessions of why they like that person. So, I mean, it could be many reasons, but I do hope that whatever's going on, maybe he needs some help. Something mentally might be wrong with him too. We don't know. But again, that is what happened with that. So, with that being said, I do thank you for taking your time out to listen to my topics and my hot topic of the week. I will definitely be doing way more, and I appreciate it. most definitely, if you guys even have any topics that you guys want me to speak about, I am more than grateful to go ahead and take those on as well. Again, I am very grateful to be doing this with you guys, and I look forward to doing many more with you guys. And I hope to see you guys next week. Please subscribe, support, and show some love. I appreciate it. And always stay positive. Positive vibes only, baby. You guys have a good day, good night, good afternoon, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, lovies.